Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Do you want some solid proof that XRP today absolutely could not be a security, is not a security? Well, there's an attorney named John Deaton, you may be familiar, who is compiling a list. And I want to cite with you, there's a couple just off the top of my head, one of them having to do with the article that's on your screen right now that just, it's like you see what's happening here. And XRP is being used in some unorthodox ways. You might say some strange ways, not bad. It's just outside the realm of what you would have considered anyone to do with any asset, before the advent of blockchain and cryptocurrencies just about 12 years ago. This wasn't even technologically possible. For instance, could you imagine being paid, like imagine you're on payroll, but your payroll is not, like, let's pretend it's before cryptocurrencies. You're on payroll, but you're not paid in a fiat currency. What does that even mean? Like, what would that even functionally mean? Like, you're getting, you're paid in like company stocks? Is that it? And then what? So it's just a publicly traded company, or are you getting, you're going to be like, do you qualify as, a sophisticated enough accredited investor that you can purchase stocks on on secondary markets, like if you wanted to buy Ripple today, which means you would need to have a net worth of at least $1 million and make $250,000 a year. What? Like, what is even like? It's just so absurd to me. And so even though I don't have a legal background of any kind, and I'm not offering legal advice, just from a logical perspective, the idea that XRP today is not a security, or is a security rather, it doesn't make a lick of sense. And so here's a headline from you today. Japanese financial giant SBI Group to offer shareholders year-end benefit in XRP. And also, to be clear, I am not a financial advisor. I don't have a financial background of any kind. So you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes talking about Ripple and XRP and crypto-related topics, and I make YouTube videos just as a fun hobby. That is all that it is. There's nothing special about me. But into this piece now. Tokyo-based SBI Group will offer its shareholders their year-end benefit in the XRP cryptocurrency, according to a March 12th announcement. Well, how about that? A year-end benefit not in any sort of fiat currency, but in a scam coin, XRP, in a security, XRP. Obviously, I'm being facetious here, but yeah. But see, again, something like this not even technologically possible, because this type of animal did not exist in the wild, and it wasn't until mankind created it within the last 12 years. I'm talking about cryptocurrency in general, that you could have even had something like this. But the piece continues. In such a way, the Japanese financial behemoth wants to show appreciation to investors for their continued support. Those who held at least 100 shares of SBI Group will be able to get 2,500 yen, which is worth about $23, worth of XRP. The exact amount of tokens will be determined based on their price on June 30th. The deadline for applying for these benefits will fall on May 31st. Well, I'll tell you what, good thing it's being done outside of the United States. Otherwise, everyone participating in this would be sued by the SEC. A bunch of asshats. So good thing this is not in the United States. Anyway, SBI Group is known as a longtime partner and one of the strongest supporters of XRP-affiliated company Ripple. It first allowed its shareholders to receive XRP as a benefit in January 2020. And I actually pulled up that one of the first articles on this topic. This one was from Yahoo Finance, January 31st, 2020, just effectively stating the same thing. But it's amazing how time flies. This feels like just yesterday when I first covered this topic on the channel, and they're still doing it. It's popular enough, and people like this. People want it. People want this unregistered security scam coin in Japan. So, I'm kidding. So, like, they do want it, but I mean, like, it's neat though, isn't it? I just think it's kind of cool. So what about John Deaton? Well, check this out. You guys are familiar with his original writ of mandamus, which he filed on January 1st, 2021, this year, which is basically a legal document that was trying to require the SEC effectively to do their job, because it's so absurd on its face, the idea that XRP today is a security. And so basically John Deaton filed what's known as a writ of mandamus, and what he ultimately wanted from this was for the SEC to remove their claims that the XRP that we hold in our own individual wallets today is a security. Once that removed from the suit against Ripple, it was that. He wasn't even trying to protect Ripple or Brad or Chris Larson. It's not his job to do that. They get their own legal defense team. And it's not that he's even against them. And he's made this clear too. It's just that's not what the purpose of the writ of mandamus was. It was more on kind of like on the behalf of not just himself but XRP holders on the whole. And at this point, since he's getting some pushback from the SEC, we're at a point where he's prepping for a class action lawsuit against the SEC. But going back to his original writ of mandamus, like, look at some of the stuff that he included here. He's citing use cases, which makes it clear, like, there just even one of these things makes it so that XRP today could not possibly reasonably be considered a security. You know, it's just like you can even think back to Howey. This is not logically hard to comprehend, even if you don't have a legal framework. You can think about, Orange Groves, the whole thing with the Howey test. Even if that was what the United States has decided represents the sale of an investment contract, okay, fine. That's what the legal framework now says, thanks to the Howey test. Got it. But that didn't mean that the oranges underlying all of this magically became securities. Like, you don't have to have a legal background to be able to use logic. You just need to be a human of reasonable intelligence. That's it. That's pretty much it. And so you can look at part of what he included in the writ of mandamus here. Japanese financial giant SBI sponsors and or owns an esports team. SBI announced it is paying its players not in Japanese yen, but in XRP. So XRP is being used as a substitute to fiat currency. Okay, so if XRP is a security, well, first of all, I want to know why oranges are not securities if XRP is a security. But obviously that would be absurd. But just the fact that XRP is being used in place of a fiat currency, like, how would that even be possible? Like, imagine that a company is trying to pay their in Japan is trying to pay their employees not with XRP and not with the Japanese yen, but imagine they're trying to pay their employees with Apple stock or Tesla stock. Like, that would be like, that's not even nobody's even trying to do that, right? And maybe in the future, and look, I'm not saying you wouldn't even be able to reasonably do that in the future. And I've talked about this before, the idea that we're entering an increasingly liquid world. Maybe you could sort of see stuff like that before, but the reason I highlight it is to illustrate the point that you're dealing with a technology the likes of which the SEC's never had to contend with until it became a reality, 12 years ago, roughly. And so just to pretend that you can fit this, square peg in the round hole, that whole thing, like, it doesn't work. It absolutely doesn't work. And so John Deaton put together this. He's putting together a list of the various use cases of XRP, and this was a fun thread to go through. He wrote on Twitter, "XRP community, I need help for our case. If you're aware of any use case for XRP that doesn't involve or depend on Ripple, please describe that independent utility by replying to this tweet thread. You're educating me so I can maybe educate the judge." And there you go. And so there's all sorts of examples here. And here's a Ripple employee, Matt Hamilton. He wrote, "I use XRP as collateral for a loan from Nexo. I use XRP to fund a WireX debit card to pay for goods in the supermarket. I receive XRP as payment for monetizing my blog posts via Coil." And I'm sure many of you, a vast majority at this point, unless you're brand new, you know what Coil is. It's a company that's designed to form a new to implement a new form of web monetization. It's live today, by the way. It's because before this technology, the only way you could monetize on the web was either through advertisements or a subscription model, and there are people out there that don't want either of those. But it turns out there's a third option with this new technology, utilizing XRP along with Interledger Protocol, the blend of those technologies. You're able to stream money in real time. It's amazing. You can't do that with the United States dollar, mind you. Not in its current digital form, anyway. And it's just astonishing that this is technologically available. You can get paid every single second, And so now you can have all sorts of different platforms, whether it's bloggers or, making videos on the internet, whatever it is. You can be streamed money in real time as your content's being consumed. And that's live today. That's not Ripple, the company, doing that. And here's another one. This is Mr. B XRP, my fellow XRP YouTuber. And he wrote, Link2 Inc. announced in their conference today that 30 plus people have used XRP to buy Ripple SPVs, which are actual securities, which is interesting. I had not heard that prior to that. This one's actually just damn cute. You guys are familiar with Wietse Wind, right? He's the founder of XRPL Labs, which is funded through Ripple Spring Initiative, but completely separate business entity. He wrote, the XRP ledger can be used for baby entertainment. My 1-year-old daughter traded on the XRP ledger with her own non-custodial wallet using a wooden box with a buy and sell button. Ripple not involved. Look at that. That's just cute, right? That's just cute. And it was funny, though. XRP Projections responded and wrote, how do we know Ripple wasn't involved? Right, there's some sort of secret. Ripple's involved with the baby box that trades XRP. Yeah, he's joking, obviously. But anyway. And then there's this from attorney Jesse Hines who wrote, hey, John Deaton, I was actually thinking about this literally last night. When you compile a list, you should consider sharing it with Stuart Alderodi. I imagine that Ripple doesn't even know every way in which XRP is used today. A proof it's not inherently a security. Bravo. I need the heart on that one, actually. That's awesome. So there's a number. I don't want to go through the whole thing. It would just be outside the scope of this video. But I did want to highlight a few of these and just kind of hammer home the point that it is ridiculous what the SEC is doing. And so XRP, frankly, it's being used in all sorts of strange yet awesome ways. And there's no way that something that is, just to its core, in its DNA security, there's no way it could do all of these things. There's no reason that business entities and people the world over would adopt it like that if that were the case. There's just not a chance in hell. So I hope the asshats at the SEC get their act together and maybe just settle, because they're going to have a bad time in court, I suspect. But I will wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.